Well, guess what? The Avalanches did it again. My soul is broken because of this Avalanche. The first one broke in half and broke my soul at the same time. And I kind of took like 2 weeks off from the Avalanches. And then I decided, like, let's try this again. All my friends really want me to do this stock trucks. Let's get a stock truck. So I got this Avalanche. I built this Avalanche. And I didn't take time off work, but I definitely put a lot more time into this than I was planning to put in. And it took forever. Maybe because it's a lot different than a Camry, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I had to build specific parts for this, and I didn't know exactly where to put plates, and I didn't know exactly how to make my motor mounts better, and I didn't know exactly, didn't have a drive shaft setup kind of thing. I couldn't just plug in a standalone harness. I had to build a standalone harness to be able to plug it in. So what I'm saying is this took a lot longer than a Camry. Yet it did so much shittier than a Camry. I made one hit, frame bent, motor came up. I could not get it in reverse, even though I have I have one of my Archibald shifters in this. I have all the gears that I can cycle through. It just wouldn't go in reverse. And then I turned it off, and I guess the motor mount hit the starter and just completely busted up the starter. So that doesn't want to start it. And then while I was hung up, I took a passenger tire shot. I don't know if it was the passenger tire shot or if it just broke when I hit the guy, but I broke tie rod and upper ball joint. So that kind of sucked. So very, very disappointed. There's absolutely no damage to the whole Avalanche except for the front 3.5 feet. Frame bent right behind A-arms. On driver's side, on passenger side, it bent at the first body mount underneath my feet. Just very let down. I thought I broke drive shaft. I legitimately thought I broke the tailstock off the drive shaft, off the transmission and drive shaft, but no, that's not the issue. But then when I didn't have any feeling like the starter was bad, and then it won't turn over at all. Like, I'll show you the sound it makes. It sounds like it has a dead battery, but I know for a fact, because I've swapped the batteries, that the batteries are not dead. That is all the sounds that this starter's making. Now, there's two possibilities. One, the starter could be bad, and there's a big scratch mark on it from the actual motor mount. And two, it could be jammed up inside the transmission. The starter could have made love to the flywheel, which in turn, the flywheel then made love to the torque converter, and then the torque converter may have went in the wrong hole when it comes to the oil pump inside the transmission. I don't know, and I really don't care to find out. You know those builds that just kind of make you want to take a break? I had 2 of those this year. Well, kind of 3. The Subaru did really good the first run. Second run made me absolutely hate the Subaru. That Nissan Quest, first run, I was thinking to myself that was a pretty cheap, like, easy shot to bend control arm and fold the tire, but easy fix, we'll get it back in the ring. Second shot on the second derby with that Nissan Quest, everything broke on passenger side. So I felt like I was let down by that. And then I started building the first white Avalanche, and I was 2 weeks into it and realized I needed to cut my losses. So that kind of hurt me. You guys seen on that video. And then this one here, I spent 3 weeks building it. Thanks to Glenn and Tucker. They came up, and I definitely would not have made the Derby without them because we got so much work. We got the motor done, body on, all the body mounts changed out to 3/4, transmission in, all in one day, like motor transmission in as a unit. So that saved me a lot of time. And then this thing let me down. Fall Brawl didn't really go good for us this year. Steven went out into the junk run, and the spots are randomly drawn, and he was super unlucky and got the very first one in the ring. He was doing pretty good. He was zipping around. He was making good shots, but unfortunately, he hit somebody hard enough that his transfer case shifted into neutral. Like, that's kind of like the weirdest take you out shot I've ever heard in my life, is that your transfer case went into neutral. So that he was pretty disappointed in that. His vehicle's still in great shape. I think it needs a tire. Not even because it got hit. The tire that got hit still holding the air. It's the other one that's not holding air. And then I went out there and made one hit. Tech for me was half decent. There were some things that I found a little stupid at tech. So the rear end, both the sway bars broke, so I replaced them with 1/2-inch hardware. And driving to tech, the pits were so sandy that my rear end was chattering, and it actually broke the sway bar links on both sides. So like it was connected to the frame, and then the connection at the axle was connected, but the metal bar had broken on both sides. But they would not let me run until I removed the bolts. I said, but the sway bar is not even connected. They said, no, you can't run. So I found that pretty weird. I had a 2-bar set up on my front window. They made me cut one out. And the other one I can see. The other one I held the springs in with 3/4 bolts because I couldn't get 9-wire around, and I was just punched a hole through, and so I had to cut the body out so that there was not an extra body mount, which I do see that as a valid one, that one back there. But the front window bar kind of sucks. I've had that window bar for years, had to cut it apart, and the sway bar links I found completely stupid, but I did them just to pass tech, and didn't really matter at all. If they had passed me through tech with everything that I had done to it, it didn't really matter because I only made one shot. Now, mind you, it was a half-decent shot. I'm not saying it was the best shot in the world, but it was a half-decent shot. But what a goddamn letdown. I'm so disappointed in this. I haven't even put it up on the hoist yet. I guess let's put it up to see where it broke or bent. This doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. I'm gonna try to hold this light. So I'm gonna try to hold this light, but this is our bad kink right here. This is a kink right here. And then if you go on the outside, I have no idea what this is, but this, it looks like there's a rip right there. This does not look right, I'll tell you that. So we got two bad kinks on driver's side, which is, I guess I put that plate in completely the wrong spot, but that's part of the things you start to live and learn, right? Live and learn. Now if you come over here, you can see where the motor mount and the starter made love. Right over there. But now this is the part that's got me worried. Ready? Listen to this transmission. I'm going to spin the drive shaft. That's coming from inside the transmission. That does not sound good in there. Oh. That does not sound good inside that transmission. But the rest of it is just as rusty as it was before we went in. All the damaged section here. Oh, we got a new hole right there, so that's pretty awesome. Oh, something's twisted back here. Look at this side sitting much higher than that side. Something's twisted back here. Did I take the spring pocket out of it? I don't know. This truck's disgusting. I don't even want to look at this anymore. I really don't. I don't like the sounds coming from this transmission. So what is my game plan for this truck? One, see if it still runs and drives. That's main step. Run and drive. Make sure the transmission's okay in it. I really don't think we're going to pull this thing straight and run it again. I really don't think we're going to do that. But, yeah, I'm not happy with this truck. Number one thing, see if transmission's good. If transmission's good, maybe we can do something else with it. But as of right now, we need to get it running. That's step one. This, you've already seen this face. Can you guys tell me what this face is? That's right. So the look of utter disappointment. I got a couple comments on the internet about what happened at Fall Brawl and what happened to my truck, and my reply was, they're like, oh, what did you break? What'd you break on your truck? And my reply was just my soul. And that's how I feel about this thing. So broken. So much time. It's all broken. So thanks for watching, guys. What do you think I should do with this thing? One hit. That's it. One hit. 6 weeks worth of building into 2 avalanches to make one hit. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back here later on Zach's Workshop.